Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 on learning how to behave as a lady or gentleman using characters from Belgravia Season 1. Those of you who have watched my first video may have noticed that I heavily focused on the character of Mr. Charles Pope. In this video, I will be using different characters who personify the following 3 new qualities. Point number 1, education. According to Lady Brockenhurst, Lady Maria Grey was considered rather dry when she was younger, because she always had her head in a book. Her knowledge would have been surprising to many. Even Mr. Charles Pope was shocked at her knowledge of India and cotton. The first indispensable requisite of good society is education. By this I do not mean the so-called finished education of a university. This education should have commenced with developing the mental powers and especially the comprehension. Based on this quote, education is not about going to university. In fact, we should continue to educate ourselves even if we have completed a degree. So how do we do this? Number 1, reading books, like Lady Maria Grey. And with modern technology, we now have audiobooks as another method to improve our knowledge. Number 2, we learn from listening attentively to others who have greater knowledge than us. Lady Maria Grey was unlikely to have had a higher education. How do we know this? The first 4 women to be awarded degrees in the UK was in the 1880s. Since Belgravia starts in 1815 and continues in the 1840s, we can safely assume that she was predominantly self-educated. From the wisest man in history, King Solomon, how much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. Point number 2, ladies and gentlemen are gentle and softly spoken. We find this quality in many of the characters in Belgravia. One of them was Mrs. Trenchard. Mrs. Trenchard never raised her voice, even when she was upset. She always remained calm and communicated her feelings gently. To quote Lord Chesterfield, "Disarm those enemies you may unfortunately have by a gentleness of manner." This tells us that being gentle is powerful. It is a misconception to believe that gentleness is a sign of weakness. Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest in your souls." A prophecy from Isaiah about Christ. He will not cry out nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. Point number 3, ladies and gentlemen choose their company wisely. The Trenchards were often trying to keep company with the upper classes to gain connections. Regardless of their intentions, they would inevitably learn behaviours from those they spend time with. For this reason, Lord Chesterfield states, "Imitate then only the perfections you meet with. Copy the politeness, the address, the easy manners of the well-bred." It is thus important for us to keep company with those who will make us better people. Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. Associate with the humble. By spending time with humble people, we may learn to be humble. Humility is a key quality in ladies and gentlemen. I have discussed confidence with humility in my first video under the point of confidence. I hope you have found this video to be both edifying and enjoyable. Thank you for watching.